Hello and welcome back to another Toasty Tuesday. You find me here in the kitchen and I'm about to cook. Tonight I'm doing something a little bit basic because several years ago, back in the 70s, they invented a thing called the toasty machine. You put 2 bits of bread inside out into it with the butter on the outside, and it melted cheese and it sealed it round the edges. And of course since then everybody's used a toasty machine. However, that was not how we did it before the time of toasty machines. So I'm going to show you how to make a real cheese toastie in a frying pan, and it is delicious. So what do we need to make it with? We've got cheese. I always use mature and I always use lots of it, so that's lots of mature cheese in there. Tuna, this has been taken from the tin and drained and put in a bowl. Over here we've got black olives because I like black olives. And then we'll have some pesto. Pesto I like, and because it goes in everything including the bathwater, we'll have some garlic. The important ingredient here is the bread, which I've already buttered. So that's buttered bread, and some butter here which I had to microwave because it's a little bit on the hard side, which will go in the pan. And obviously we'll also need a pan. So I guess the next thing to do is for me to start making this and showing you how I do it. So let's go. One of the good things about this recipe is with a toasty machine you have to butter the outside and it can get messy. Here we butter the bread as we would normally do it, but instead of going onto the bread, the butter that seals it goes into the frying pan. So what we'll do is we'll put some butter in the frying pan, warm that up, and while that's warming up we'll build the first sandwich. Let's go. I'm going to pop in a bit of butter, as you can see here, which we will melt down. So while that's warming through nicely and melting, first thing we've got to do is take a piece of bread. Now you'll notice this hasn't been cut too thick. If you doorstep it, which is what I tend to do, then you're going to find that the heat won't transfer through and melt everything inside. So what we do then is we put cheese. Now the other thing about this is I like a lot of cheese on things. However, too much cheese on here isn't good because it's all going to leak out and that's not what you want. So kind of put the cheese on and then press it down. So I'm just going to pop some black olives on. So you could put anything in here. I mean, these are just ingredients that I like. You might want to put ham and pineapple in if you're one of those strange Hawaiian pizza kind of people. So we put that on there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the next one. So we'll put some more cheese on here. This time I'm going to take some good old green pesto and I'm going to shove that onto the lid of the bread like so, giving it a good coating of pesto. Again, you can't have too much of a good thing, and believe me, pesto is a jolly good thing. So I'll put that on there, and then finally the butter's still melting over here nicely. Just take it off the heat. More cheese. And onto that cheese, some tuna. This, as I say, is tuna that I've already kind of taken down. Now, because tuna, I'm using tuna in spring water, but your tuna may be oily, in which case your bread won't stick together. So what you can do is sprinkle more cheese on top of that before you put the lid on. Then we put the lid on, push it down. So, back to the pan. Now over here you will see the butter is all melted. Now, give that a little bit of a knock. At this point, I don't muck about. We could put a bit of garlic in there, turn the heat up. So there's now some butter in there that's melted. I've put garlic in because garlic goes in everything. Now it's ready to take the bread. What we do is we take our first one, we put it in, and we leave that there. That's going to start to cook nicely. So while that's cooking back there, I just want to have a quick chat with you about Tasty Tuesdays. Tasty Tuesdays I originally started back in the middle of lockdown, in the middle of January. It was really cold, couldn't get out to do much, and I wanted to put a bit of extra content out. So the idea that I came out into the kitchen and made a fool of myself on a weekly basis came to life. However, the sun is coming out, the summer is almost here, and more importantly, we're coming out of a really nasty lockdown. And the shops are starting to open, and before very long other businesses will be open, like tourist attractions and places to go, and we'll be allowed to travel further afield and stay away. So my videos are now going to start to come in thick and fast. I've got many plans. I've got some exciting plans that I've just formulated today, which I can't announce just yet until they're formulated and confirmed, but this is really exciting stuff. I've got other videos that I need to shoot. So what I'm going to do is Tasty Tuesdays will become a regular thing on a sort of irregular basis, if you see what I mean. There will still be content on a Tuesday, it just might not be cooking. So it might be a Tasty Tuesday, it might be a different video. Jeff Callison, who I work with a lot, my friend in America, has sent me a couple of films, one of which is edited and ready to go. That's probably going to be coming out in the next 24 hours. Really interesting, where Jeff looks at derelict buildings in America. I mean, there are so many derelict empty homes and buildings in America that nobody seems to own and nobody seems to want to have anything to do with, and Jeff finds that confusing. So he's done a bit of a video about why buildings get like that, and showing us some of the buildings that he drives past on a regular basis. So let's get back into the pan and get this thing turning over. So let's turn that over. Now, when you turn them over, you need to start pressing down, squeezing them together like that. Don't be afraid to keep the butter coming into the pan. Don't let the pan go dry like I did, because I was talking to you. Keep the butter flowing. I also put garlic in, which dried it up a bit, so we'll just keep that moving around. And all the time squeezing down on that top slice. The secret with these is to keep them moving and don't let them get too hot and burn. Don't forget you're cooking in butter, and butter will burn. Keep them moving, make sure there's always plenty of butter in the pan, and just keep going, basically. It will soak up the butter, but you know, that's to be expected. And then don't forget, every time you turn it over, give it a good squeeze down. You can do that with a normal egg fryer. My mum bought me this for making omelettes with. It's a really good omelette spatula, but it's very good for pressing down on these, just to squeeze them down, just to make sure. I mean, this is the action that those machines replicate. When you squeeze them together, they're pressing the bread together. So we're doing something similar here, but how much nicer does that look than what you get out of a machine? This one I've made with tuna. The next one is going to have pesto in it, and so on and so forth. The actual technique is the same. We're just going to keep it in the pan, turning over, heating through, making sure all that centre is nicely melted, which it is looking to be. So what I'm going to do now, you don't want to sit and watch me cook all these because it's boring. So I'm going to take this one out the pan, I'm going to taste this one, and then we'll call that a day. You've seen how to make them. I'm going to then carry on making more because they're for my tea. And then we'll go from there. So let's see what this tastes like. So, there we go. It's not a dirty plate. It's simply, I've reused the plate because it has cheese on it and I don't want to waste it. So, let's cut into this and see what we've got. Look at that. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a perfect toastie. All melted inside. Let's see what it tastes like. I'm here to tell you that that is delicious. If you make your cheese toasties this way, it'll taste better. No two ways about it. So, I hope you enjoyed this Tasty Tuesday. I'll see you on the next one. Can't guarantee when it will be, but I do have some good recipes lined up, including mocha made with proper Ghirardelli American chocolate sauce. That's coming up soon. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick Tasty Tuesday. I'm off to cook some more, then I'm having my tea, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.